Okay guys, starting with our exam review for number 1, it says Vincent flipped 3 coins during a probability experiment. The outcomes of the first 40 trials are shown in the table. So that means that all these put together, it's going to be 40 tests, or 40 of the flipping coins. So it says based on the information in the table, how many of the next 100 trials will the outcome be exactly 2 of the coins showing heads? So we need to look here. This one says 3 tails. This one says 1 heads. This one says 3 heads, but this is the one we're looking for because it has 2 heads exactly. So that means that 16 out of the 40 were having where the coins landed on 2 heads. But now I want to know, if we flip the coin another 100 times, how many are going to be landing on just 2 heads? So we say, okay, we have our proportion set up here. I need to find my scale factor. I need to divide 100 by 40. 40 goes into 1 0 times. 40 goes into 10 0 times. 40 goes into 100 2 times. 40 times 2 is 80. There's 20 left over. Let me add another 0 and bring it down. Put the decimal there. 40 goes into 200 5 times. That's 200. So now I know, okay, the scale factor is going to be multiplying by 2.5. So up here, I also have to multiply by 2.5. So 2.5 times 16. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 more is 15. Start with a 0 on the second row. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I just add them together. 0, 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 more is 4. And there's just one decimal place there, or decimal point. There's 0 decimal points here. So I just move it back 1 space. So my correct answer would be letter A, 40. So 40 out of the next 100 flips, or next 100 tests, trials, would actually land on this, this outcome where there's 2 of the 3 flips are landing on heads. Okay, the next one. Narissa has 5 pink bows, 1 blue bow, and 4 purple bows in a box. She will randomly choose 1 bow from the box. What is the probability? Narissa will choose a pink bow. Okay, so all of those put together, I know that there's 5, 1, and 4. If I add them all together, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. So there's 10 total bows here. And what is the color I'm looking for? I'm looking for pink. So 5 out of those 10 are going to be pink. So are any of the answers 5 out of 10? No. But let's try and simplify it. Let's try and divide the top by 5 and the bottom by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So let's see, 1 over 4, 4 over 10, 1 over 10, but letter D is 1 over 2. So there's a 1 in 2 chance that if she randomly reaches inside that box, she'll get a pink bow. Okay, the next one. A number cube with faces labeled from 1 to 6 was rolled 20 times. Each time the number cube was rolled, the number showing on the top face was recorded. The table shows the results. So again, they're telling us that we rolled that number cube 20 times. So and these are the numbers. So it landed on 1 0 times. It landed on where the 2 was showing 3 times. Where the 3 was showing 3 times. Where the 4 was showing 6 times. Where the 5 was showing 3 times, and where the 6 was showing 5 times. So it says, based on these results, what is the experimental probability that the next time the number cube is rolled, it will land with a 3 or 4 showing. So they're giving us like two possibilities. They're giving us that it could be landing on a 3 or it could be landing on a 4. So how many times did it land on a 3? 3 times. How many times did it land on the 6? Or on the 4? 6 times. So that means out of those 20 times, it landed on a 3 or a 4 9 times. So 20 total. And remember, 9 times it landed on a 3 or a 4. So now they want to know, okay, so what are the, like if I was to roll it again, what are the chances that I would get a 3 or a 4? So I have a 9 in 20 chance, and that would be letter A. Because again, all the rolls from here on out, I would have a 9 in 20 chance of getting either a 3 or getting a 4. Okay, a bag contains colored tiles. So 3 are red, 6 are green, and 3 more are blue. It says a tile will be randomly selected from the bag. What is the probability in decimal form, so that's important right there, decimal form, that the tile selected will be blue? Okay, so again, we need to find the total here. So it's 3 reds, 6 greens, and 3 more that are blue. 3 plus 6 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. So I have 12 total tiles. And then again, they're asking what are the chances that I end up with a blue? Well, there's 3 that are blue, so that's 3 out of 12. So now, I can go ahead and try and divide this to make sure it's in decimal form. So 12 on the outside, 3 on the inside. 12 goes into 3 0 times. I add a 0. 12 goes into 30 2 times. 12 times 2 is 24. There's still 6 left over. I bring down another 0. 12 goes into 60 5 times. And there's 0 left over. So my decimal of the chances of getting a blue when I pick a tile randomly should be 0.25. Letter D. And if I was to simplify 3 divided by 12, I could say, okay, I'm going to divide both by 3, 1 over 4. So again, if I simplified the fraction and I know 1 over 4, like 1/4 out of 4 quarters equaling $1, 1/4 would be equal to 0.25 or 25 cents. So sometimes you can just know the fraction is going to equal a certain decimal. Okay, number 5. It says, which spinner has the greatest probability of landing on a section marked 3? So we're going to count again. How many 3s are there? There's 1 and 2. So I have a 2 in 6 chance here because there's 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But only 2 of them have a 3. On this one, I have a 1 in 6 chance because again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but only 1 has a 3 on it. On this one, I have 1, 2, and 3. And then how many total spaces do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 out of 8. On this one, I have a 1 out of how many total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, if there are different fractions, I can just compare them and say, okay, well, 2 out of 6 would be, and again, I can just divide it, 6 going into 2, and go like that, 6 going into 1, 8 going into 3, 5 going into 1. And again, you can find the decimal and convert it to a percent, but this one would be 33%, this one would be about 17%, This one would be about 37%, and this one would be 20%. So the one that has the greatest chance would be letter C.